what would be most useful for you in our conversation today?
I'm just starting the LSAT process, trying to go to law school. I've always had it in my head, but I know, like, okay, there are 4 sections to the LSAT and like the basic stuff, but I guess just tips on being efficient, just to address studying while having like a job and just getting my practice test in. I could do that. Everybody can set it up, but I don't know, just efficient tips on how to be efficient with my time studying.
Sure. So when are you taking the LSAT? Do you have a test date in mind?
October is what I was thinking.
Nice. Awesome. So you got plenty of time.
Yeah. But since it's I've been out of college for a minute now, or for like 6 years,
Mhm.
6 years. And so I'm like, I don't know if I have the same, but so that's why I'm trying to start earlier.
Right. And what other obligations do you have between now and October?
I'm currently a flight attendant, so I'm just like gone all the time, but also it's great because I have layover time. I have like some, not your typical 9 to 5. So I have all this other time, like, little blocks of time that I could just either, should I be doing reading comprehension? Should I be like doing logic games while I wait for my plane, or like, just so I have time. I don't really have this year. I'm like focusing on trying to get a good score so I can not have the stress of loans. If I could
Sure.
get, yeah.
Have you checked out my study plans?
I have not seen all of them, no.
Okay, because the study plans, they lay out for you exactly what to be doing every single day over the course of your prep. So they'll
Yeah.
tell you, on this day, read these articles, complete these practice problems.
Okay.
So they remove all the ambiguity about what to do. They lay it out for you day by day.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So I would start there. And the underlying framework of these plans is what I call the LASER approach to LSAT studying.
Mm-hmm.
So LASER is an acronym standing for Learning, Accuracy, Sections, Exams, and Review.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line is you want to learn the theory, build a baseline familiarity with different question types and sections before you do timed work.
Okay.
The nice thing for you is that if you have a layover, you have a good block of time, down the line, you could use that block for a timed section or even a full-length timed exam, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Good idea. I like that. Okay.
That's great. But for now, at least, build the foundation first. Just get a good understanding of the questions untimed first.
Okay.
Focus on accuracy first. So learning is theory.
Mm-hmm.
Accuracy is doing individual questions by type. S is for sections, 35-minute timed sections. E is for exams and endurance, which is those full-length 5-section exams. And then R is for review. So that's the LASER approach.
Okay, cool.
And you'll also want to get your hands on plenty of old, previously administered LSAT exams.
Okay.
Most of them are available in books of 10 on Amazon for about $20, $25 each. And so I would get at least one of those for now, and that way you could travel with it and take it with you.
Okay, cool. We'll test.
What are your goals? Where do you want to go?
Columbia has a really good program, SIPA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if I could do joint degree, but I've also been looking at Fordham in New York, and they just have a lot of cool public policy, and ultimately it'd be like foreign representative sort of international courts. That's more my area, not necessarily like litigation and attorney, but just using my degree in order to, for this organization, she's a lawyer, okay, she knows, she can figure out policy, she can write something for, like that's more my area. Poli-sci. So I'll do litigation in corporate if I have to initially, but I'd rather I'm trying to go to law school to learn how to think and be efficient with papers and diplomacy and that kind of area. So that's what I'm looking at. I guess I'll figure out, I'll be more decisive once I feel like, okay, now I have a hang of the LSAT. What do I really want? Narrow it down. But everybody keeps saying, once you go to law school, you'll change your mind or this and that. But I know that it's, I'm not, I guess I financially is an incentive, but it's not really the incentive to go to law school, which is very ironic. But,
sure.
Yeah, you're like, I need money. I want to make a lot of money. That's not really my thing. I'd rather do something more selfless, I guess. but that's why I don't want to have loans, because then if I have that many loans, I probably won't be as selfless, you know? It's the reality of it.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's good to have the goal in mind, and getting the top LSAT score will open plenty of doors for you. Like you could, with a great LSAT score, get significant scholarship money to a school like Fordham, and then you get into Columbia, then you really have any career option you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to practice, like prepping now, because I know Columbia needs pretty good score. You know, anything above 173 will be beautiful for Columbia.
Exactly, but you're allowing plenty of time to make it happen, so just block it out. You asked about tips for staying focused. I mean, keep your goals in mind, but also block out the time in your schedule. So if you have your flights, you have your layovers, you know when they're going to be, assuming that you're fresh and awake, you can get some work done.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, block out. Cool.
What other questions do you have for me, Connie?
Let's see. Do you, besides the packets of getting all the books, do you have any other suggestions? I've listened to the LSAT podcast a lot, and it's been really helpful. But besides book, is there anything else? I don't know, any other tip? I know it's just practically just focus on the books and just practicing, but is there any other like unique tip or method that you have for studying for LSAT? Some people like flashcards or this, but I'm not sure how that is. That a good method for LSAT? For SATs, I remember how it could have been, but for LSAT, I'm not sure. So if
flashcards aren't really relevant for the LSAT because it's not a test of memorization.
Yeah,
it's really a test much more of pattern recognition.
Yeah,
and so you do a lot of these old exams, you'll start to see the patterns in methods of reasoning, patterns in flaws, patterns in tempting wrong answers and discouraging right answers. And so just simply having that exposure by doing a lot of old exams will improve your baseline understanding.
Okay.
And you want a top score, you want 173 plus. I mean, you want to do dozens of exams, but you have the time to do it though.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, I need to focus. And as a flight attendant, you have so much time. Like, you know, I can read so much. I read so many books because I have all this time with the for 9 to 5 job. But I'm like, okay, I need to go to law school now, because otherwise, I mean, I guess I probably can, but let's see that. I guess
just figure out ways to use your time productively. So you could obviously have your books with you. You got a layover. You have a block of time. You could work out of your books. But I know from flying a lot, you know, you can't always use a book so easily, but you can listen to the LSAT Unplugged podcast. You can watch my YouTube videos as well. And so you can preload those while you have a good internet service, load them up on your phone so that when you're in the air or when you're in transit, you have some downtime to listen to something or watch something. You can still be getting some useful information.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Also, do you suggest just doing self-teaching? Or do you suggest, oh yeah, you should probably take a course, or maybe at 3 months you should start taking a course? Or is that something? I mean, it's really hard for me because I'm never really inland much. I'm rarely, I'm always on the plane. But is there like, oh, maybe you should do this course online, or just focus on doing as much as you can for 4 months, and then figure out if you don't feel ready, and then go do some like one-on-one? Is that something you suggest? Or
yeah, I mean, the more help you can get, the better, especially if you want a top score. And so aside from the study plan I mentioned, I also have guides, cheat sheets, checklists, explanations, and full video courses for every section of the exam. So the videos are on demand, and you can access the recordings of all previous classes. And so even if your schedule is kind of chaotic because you're always traveling, you can't always make it to something live, and certainly not in person. That's okay. My courses are on demand. Watch anytime, listen anytime. I do have course options that include live classes and Q&As, as well as group coaching, but you don't have to choose that option if you think you won't be able to make it. You could just choose the lower tier option, which is simply the on-demand videos.
Right. Okay. I'll look into that then too, just to have more backup, just to bulk up my prep.
Yeah, I mean, I think for your goals, you want to arm yourself with the best resources possible, but you also have to make sure that it works for you.
Right. Okay. Guess that's, it's just talking about it makes it a little less like overwhelming. Okay, LSAT, you know?
Yeah, just break it down day by day, step by step, but that's what the study plans do. so that you're not thinking about the entire thing as a long journey, but rather just step by step.
Yeah.
Manageable chunks.
Yeah, that sounds way better. Yeah, I mean, that was just it. Tips on like something different besides the books. But then I'll just look at your guides and get that instead. The videos and yeah, I'll do that. Laser approach sounds good too. That's really what I need.
Awesome. Great, Connie. Well, I'm glad we were able to connect. Before we sign off, what would you say is the biggest insight you got from our call today?
That everybody, I guess that I have to tailor it to myself, that that tailoring my studying will be efficient, but also breaking down into chunks. I think that's gonna be like, okay, get this down. Just practicing in general, but like splitting things into chunks and making it smaller. I think it's gonna be the biggest thing because it will keep me motivated and not so overwhelmed, and just like focusing on my goal. Why do I want to go to law school? And then just grab a chunk. Why do I want to go to law school? Grab the other one. So just like minimizing or compartmentalizing the LSAT. I think that's good. Just focus on doing that, and then practice. I guess a lot of practice. So.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, I'm glad we were able to connect once again. Please keep in touch and let me know if I can help in any way moving forward.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.